Hello, my name is Pearson Harvett, Roblox username Onett. I'm the developer of Beastform Simulator.
Beastform Simulator was released over 7 years ago in March of 2018, and yet it still pulls tens of thousands of players today. So, in one of the most popular genres on Roblox, how has Beastform Simulator maintained such a lively community and strong player base, overcoming various issues ranging from intrigue to visuals to world building to even boredom? Well, there's actually a number of reasons that Beastform Simulator has risen above the rest. But before we dive into what Onett has done to purposefully make Beastform Simulator such a unique experience, we need to understand what the current state of simulators on Roblox is. Roblox isn't just a game like so many others, it's a platform for creativity. And since the games are mostly player or studio made, there is such diversity and variety among them, especially among the ones made with just a solo developer like Beastform Simulator. And given the popularity and diversity of Roblox games, as Onett says it,
If you don't stand out from those, then your game doesn't even have a chance.
while this is true for all Roblox games, certain Roblox games and particular genres do have more competition than others. Trying to create a game in one of these competitive spaces can be incredibly difficult, as these other games are drawing your players to their games instead. Now, while there are dozens of genres on Roblox, one of the most popular is simulators. Simulators are almost like the fast fashion of Roblox, with dozens of new simulators coming out every week that seem to just copy a preset and paste it on a new context. And given how sloppy this genre of games can be, many have actually come to dislike it entirely, as popular Roblox YouTuber Bedsheet Ghost expresses here.
In my opinion, they're almost impressively uninspired to the point where you can take gameplay from one simulator and just copy and paste it to every other simulator and call it a day. And they really do not keep me engaged at all.
So the question is, if simulators are so oversaturated and overused, then why do they still succeed? What is it about simulators that has kept the genre popular for over 10 years now? Well, it's all about psychology. When making a Roblox game, there are 4 main issues that you have to overcome, and by making your game a simulator, you automatically overcome one of them: retention. It's purely human nature to want to grind for more resources, to want to grind to get better, because every time you get another upgrade or find a rare drop, your brain is releasing small hits of dopamine. Since it's the dopamine that's really keeping you on the game, it's common in simulators to stack a ton of dopamine constantly. And most simulators do this through limited boosts, playtime bonuses, saturated and overstimulating colors. And there's no shame in it. I mean, you're just making a good game. Beastform Simulator does this in terms of a wealth clock, field boosters, boss fights, and sometimes even limited time events like Beastmas. This way, the player stays on for as long as possible while feeling like they're making some sort of progress. Grounded by their foundation in human psychology, simulators are known to work. They're known to keep players online for long periods of time. So the main issue becomes, how do you get players to actually click on your game, given that there's so much competition in the simulator space? With so many other popular and polished simulators out there, Onett has said that it comes down to intrigue.
For Beastform, how do I try to intrigue players? I think it relies on kind of this sense of deceptive familiarity. Like, I wanted the game to be familiar to get those hordes from the like snow shoveling simulator over to my game. I wanted to signal that they already knew what it was about, so it's familiar in that sense with the name simulator, but also with the theme. I think bees and bears, they're super cute, they're approachable, they kind of transcend cultures, and so I wanted that to be familiar.
So, drawing on the sense of deceptive familiarity, Onett has optimized his title and his thumbnail, and there's not much more he could have done. On Roblox, players only see the title and the picture, and so if you've made those as well as you can, then that's all you can really do. But once you've actually gotten players to click on your game, it goes back to this issue of retention. And while simulators have a huge advantage because of their psychological foundation, there are still numerous things that you need to put in to really set yourself apart from the other simulators. Being one of his top priorities, Onett put in so much time and effort into numerous aspects of the game to try to make the player as interested as possible.
In general, for Beastform, I think I decided not to shy away from bold stylistic decisions. I wanted its appearance to be super overwhelmingly cute, teeming with stuff going on, so that as soon as you saw the icon, you see like a ton of critters and characters just popping out at you. I wanted it to be very approachable, but I also wanted it to embrace its quirks and to embrace my quirks and limitations as a developer and try to turn that into part of its character. Stuff like a handcrafted appearance, with the building, but also with the, the faces of the bees and stuff like that.
Dedicating so much time into the visuals and environment that his game creates, it's no wonder that Beestorm Simulator is still popular today. And it goes even further than that, looking into the audio design behind the game.
The music as well, I wanted it to be very personable. I wanted it to be catchy, but also a little strange at the same time, a little bit peculiar, and even a little bit abrasive. But that's somewhat intentional to make it stick out in your mind.
While the visuals and the audio individually are the base components of every game, the way that you layer the visuals with each other and the way that you layer the visuals with the audio affects the entire world. Even with the best visuals individually, poor composition, poor world building can completely throw off the entire atmosphere of the game. But Onett recognized this and made sure to put special attention to the way that he builds the world, revolving it around first-time user experiences and the convenience of the players, putting a special emphasis on making first-time users more intrigued and interested to continue playing the game.
In Beestorm, I do that by building with the first-time user experience explicitly in mind, and I'm talking about stuff like the architecture of the map. So when you first load in, I wanted the first thing you see to be the hives, where all the players go and hatch their bees and convert pollen into honey, so that you're immediately exposed to the large variety of colorful faces and stuff to come in the game. I wanted sight lines to be They were very intentional so that when you first looked around the map, you would see all of these characters, NPCs, and machines off in the distance, kind of already beckoning you to explore and get your mind racing about what you could possibly run into in this game.
And that starts to tap into not only the issue of retention, but the issue of getting players to rejoin. By showing players experienced hives and also allowing them to see such a broad map, you create a sense of long-term progression. All of a sudden, these players have goals right in front of them. They want to get a better hive, they want to unlock new gates, they want to see the entire map. And you can't do that in one session, and so by creating this sort of long-term sense of progression, Onett does his best to try to get players interested enough in the game that they actually want to rejoin, that they actually want to go explore the map and see what there is to come. And so, through good world building, Onett is not only able to boost his retention, he's also able to encourage and intrigue players into rejoining another time. But that's not all, because even once you've gotten players to rejoin and enjoy the game, they can only do it so many times. And that's actually a very common issue in simulators. You'll have a blast the first time, you'll have a blast the second time, but that third time? At some point, it starts to get repetitive, it starts to get boring. But Onett even recognized this, making sure that he takes additional steps to make the game feel less boring, which he explains here.
On a larger scale, I just wanted Beestorm to have a very structured feel, so I had these gated zones to always have something just around the bend.
And the way that Onett does this is by using his quest system, a system that's at the core of the gameplay loop. Throughout Beestorm Simulator, there are a number of bears that have both stories and quests. The way that the quest system is built, you'll never finish all the quests, and so there's always one, or more commonly, there's always like 5 more quests to do. As Onett acknowledges, having something around the bend always keeps the game interesting, as you'll never really be done with the game. As someone who spent a lot of time on Beestorm Simulator though, I will say that this interest can easily become addiction. The feeling of completing one quest or finishing one challenge or doing one task even becomes euphoric, being hit with so much dopamine constantly. And so, while Onett has done a great job building it for the long term, ensuring that there's enough gameplay that will keep players engaged for tens, dozens of hours, it's definitely still a slippery slope that we need to acknowledge. So, while Beestorm Simulator has experienced a rise and a fall, it's always been built for success. It's always been designed to hook players in. In a world where so many simulators get popular based on trends or memes, Beestorm Simulator, through meticulous design on the part of Onett, has built itself on a strong psychological foundation, ensuring that even without luck or even without such a strong community, Beestorm Simulator would remain popular for years. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments if you've played Beestorm Simulator and what your reasoning is behind doing so.